What is up, guys? We are back with another video, and today I wanted to talk about the most recent announcement that the Marvel Rivals developers made in their new Season 4 launch preview, I guess you could call it, is the placement matches. Now, a lot of people are so happy to see these placement matches. Me too. It is a very great addition to the game versus what we have now. But there's a lot of things I want to clarify about what these placement matches will actually solve, as well as a lot of the deeper problems in this game that they're trying to fix with rank resets, and I want to go into them more in detail in the later parts of this video. But to start off, I want to talk about what placement matches are going to be doing and what they're actually going to fix. So the biggest thing they're going to fix is a portion of unintentional smurfs. Now, it's important that there's a distinction between intentional smurfing and unintentional smurfing. Unintentional smurfing is making up about probably 80 to 95% of all the smurfing. People that are starting off the game too good for bronze, and so they have to crush and curb stomp people till they get to their actual rank. As well as people that come back to the game any amount of time after the day one or even week one of the new season starting, and now they're fighting and playing with people that they should not be playing with, and they're just stomping lobbies, creating a very unfair, lopsided match where maybe it's an Eternity player it's an Eternity diver, and your supports just can't deal with it. So maybe you're trying really hard, and now you're blaming your supports, but they're not equipped with the skills and the toolkit to deal with that Eternity sidelock. And so no matter how well you do on DPS, you can't win. And so it's going to help solve a portion of this. But I do need to clarify that they did announce after the video that it's not going to be replacing rank resets. So a large portion of unintentional smurfs are still going to be unintentional smurfs. If you come back late from the game, maybe a week, 2 weeks later, you're still going to have to grind back up to your actual rank very slowly. Now, they might have placement matches also be implemented for people that come back very late. I'm talking a month or more, to the point where they're very far. But we don't know this yet. All we know is they're going to be introducing placement matches for people that are just starting off the game, which is not all of the unintentional smurfs. So this is the only thing placement matches is going to fix is probably about half of the unintentional smurfs. Now, intentional smurfs are unfortunately something common with every game, and I don't really think you can fix it. People can fake their performance all the time. If you have whether you have placement matches or not, they could just pretend to be bad and smurf their way down. It's always going to happen. You can't stop it. But unintentional smurfing is avoidable, and placement matches are only going to fix about half of it, which is a shame, but they do want to keep their rank reset, which is why I'm going to talk about it right now, which is one of the deeper problems with the game. I think there are still some really big, obvious, and I mean obvious problems that Marvel Rivals has to fix ASAP. The two I'm going to mention is pretty obvious to me, and it's something that all of us experience. The very first one will be facing people that blatantly throw a game and don't get penalized or don't get banned. It's so ridiculous, and this is one of the flaws of reaching a really casual audience, is that there's a lot of people that love their hero fantasy so much that they only want to play for that hero, and if they can't play that hero, they might just throw the game. And there's pros and there's cons to it, because they can't really fix that, because someone that plays the game entirely for one hero because they love that hero, if you don't have that hero fantasy, they're not playing the game to begin with, right? But when I'm talking about throwers, I don't mean being bad on a hero or not swapping. I don't mean that kind of, like, that's just being bad, right? People can be bad. I mean blatantly throwing the game. Like, they don't have a hero pre-selected, and you ban their hero. You don't know that it's their hero, and so they throw the game. Or you say something that tilts them just a little bit too much, and they decide to sit and spawn and throw your game. Or they're in a bad mood, and they decide to throw the game. All kinds of different things. And you report them, and a week later, you get a mail saying they're banned, but then you open your friends list, and this happened to me, okay? I added one of them, the people that threw my game, and I mean a direct throw. No one even aggravated him. He just was really tilted. He went into the game, he banned my hero, went Widow, sat in the back, 0-0 stats the whole game. He got banned, according to my email I got from NetEase. But then when I logged in the day after, the same morning, like, I logged in, I got the mail, I clicked my friends list, he's in the game of comp. I'm thinking to myself, you serious? He did this for multiple games when I checked his history, and he got banned for what, like a few hours? Like, he's just going to do it again. And that's the biggest problem, is the people that do this don't get punished. And another thing that I want to mention, the second thing, is the spread in matchmaking. I get it. Sometimes they don't want really long queue times. And this is primarily an issue for the higher ranks. I was 200 Eternity OAA, 200 points into Eternity, which was OAA ranked 200 worldwide, okay? Every time I'd queue, I'd be facing the likes of Tap, Guru, some of the best players in the world. But if the queue time would take a little bit too long, it would pull from Celestial 2. Celestial 2. Those matches were some of the most disgusting matches I've ever had playing this game. And it made me wonder, how the hell is it going to pull from that rank? My team would have Tap on it. Valentina Eve, some of the best players in the game, and there'll be a Celestial 2 in this lobby. And it just creates this really lopsided matches where maybe my supports are the Celestial 2 players, and they just can't deal with their Tap on Psylocke. Just mowing them, and there's just nothing I could do. They're just not equipped to deal with it. And it creates a bad match for me and the Celestial 2s. No one wants to deal with that. I get it, they want to reduce queue times, but something needs to be done about that. The last thing, and yes, there's a third thing I forgot to mention. There's a third thing I want to mention, is the toxicity in the game. Now, yes, the toxicity is worse in games like Call of Duty, CSGO, all that stuff. But those games are competitive games designed for competitive players. Those are really sweaty games to begin with. Like, the foundations of the game is just, it's a really sweaty game. It's people who go to these games purely to grind comp. It's what they do. It's by the nature a super sweaty game. Marvel Rivals has reached a very casual audience, which is a lot of people that don't really want to deal with this. A lot of people that really enjoy playing the Marvel hero fantasy. They see Hulk and they're like, wow, I'm going to play as Hulk. They go into comp and they enjoy doing good on Hulk and they want to get better at playing Hulk. And then they have to deal with this newfound toxicity that they've never experienced or never wanted to deal with because they're not interested in these kinds of competitive games. So for netties, they need to have better guardrails around their toxicity. Primarily because, again, a lot of the people that play Marvel Rivals are people that don't really want to deal with this kind of toxicity. They're not players that normally play games that have it, and they don't want to deal with it. And so they might log on one day and have a ridiculous toxicity on their first game on and just be like, yeah, that's it, I'm done, and log off. Because that's not what they're logging on for. They're logging on to play some Iron Man, you know? They want to play some Iron Man, maybe hit GM. Maybe they're on their last game to get gold. They want to play Iron Man. They want to get it as Iron Man. Get that new skin. They log in and they deal with someone calling them slurs. And it's like, come on. They get muted from chat for one day. People don't want to deal with this. So a big problem with hero shooters that Overwatch and similar ones struggle with in general is the core content loop of these games is you log into the game, you choose a hero, and you fight in combat. That's it, right? It's a very simple content loop, and it's very repetitive. And so the kind of game that Marvel Rivals is trying to do is they're trying to innovate beyond what already exists in the hero shooter genre and to achieve a level of retention and growth and reach that no hero shooter has done before. And they did that at the start because of their extreme approach towards casual players, making everyone feel like a superhero, saying screw the balance, everyone's overpowered, right? Every ult is powerful. This was one of their attempts to reach that broader audience, and it's also why they implemented rank resets, is because the core loop in hero shooters is not very engaging for casual players, right? Over a certain amount of months, people just get tired of it and they move on to the next game. That's how casual players are. It's like, oh, the next new shiny game came out, I'm going to play that. But Marvel Rivals is trying to keep these players in, similar to how Fortnite did. And we can see all the content updates Fortnite has had. They've been trying really hard to keep their content loop engaging. New skins, new weapons, new all different kinds of things. It's the only way you could do this in Marvel Rivals and hero shooters in general is new heroes. And you could see NetEase knows this. They're trying to go above and beyond, and they know this, which is why they have such a rapid content cycle and these 3.5s, and they're introducing basically one hero almost every month. They're trying really hard to do this because they know that is their core content loop. if they want to keep casuals engaged, they need to have these big flashy trailers every month of new hero. Look at how cool it is. Come try it out now. That's their main source of content loop, but it's not quite enough to really reach that high level retention they're trying to reach. They're really trying to obviously make as much money as much success out of this game as they can, which is really the biggest reason they have rank resets, is they want to have an additional thing for those competitive oriented players of, oh, maybe the new hero comes out and he's not super competitive. A lot of the competitive players just aren't going to play it. It's not really a core content feature for them. But that's why they have the rank resets, is they want people that are competitive players, even if it's a casual competitive player. From casual to pro, they want these players to come back and be like, I have something to do now. I got to rank up. I got to get to top 500. I want to be one of the first Celestials, one of the first OAAs. I got to get back to my rank that I think I'm at. I got to push up. You know, it gives them a chance to like feel like they're progressing. And so that's why they have rank resets, is they're trying to solve this. And I think that Marvel Rivals has the core foundations for a kind of game that could achieve this level of retention without these kind of weird gimmicky things that like make fake content loops. I think rank reset it's a fake content loop. It's not really a content loop, but it technically is, but it shouldn't be. It's kind of fake, like just making them get their rank again, really, but it works. It works, but it shouldn't. And so I think they have so many different ways they could actually retain the player base. Like, for example, we all see in Doom matches. You go to a Doom match, you go to the middle of the map, everyone's gathering, being peaceful, doing funny things, just gathering, doing emotes, messing around for whatever reason, doing the slow aura walk. The game and the player base, there's this natural push from the bottom up for these social gathering hubs, which we don't have. I think the first thing Rivals can do is some kind of social gathering hub where more than 10 people can gather and just interact in different ways. Maybe they should have, maybe in a season update, they should just have an overhaul of the emote system. Well, not an overhaul, but a huge infusion of like tons of emotes, as well as a new gathering hub with different things people can do there that make the game more social. Because you could see in Doom matches that people already do this. So imagine while you're in your queue, instead of having to try and do it in a Doom match and then a Black Panther dashes through everyone and ruins it, there's a dedicated gathering hub with all these unique things you can do. Maybe you can even play mini games inside. How fun would it be if you could sit down as Captain America in the chair and you're doing a little mini game with the people in front of you while you're waiting for a queue, and you could be a Celestial and you're doing like a little mini game against a bronze player. It could be fun. And like they have the framework for it because it's third person and everyone feels immersed in their characters because of the skins and accessories. Them leaning towards accessories was a great idea because it shows that they know what the angle they should take is. It is a very expressive game. And this is one of the many features they could introduce that could keep people coming back. These little things you could do, like maybe if they make it engaging enough, people might log in just for that. They might log in and before they start a quick play, they might go into the new gathering hub to show off their new skin. Like they could have skins that are gated behind achievements, right? Like get a certain amount of lore points on Iron Fist, and you get this skin that you only get with this very high amount of lore points. And then you go into the match, the little gathering hub with this skin, and you feel like you're showing it off. People look at you, oh damn, that's a real Iron Fist player. Like he plays the crap out of that character. He knows that character in and out, and you see it from the skin. That's just one of many examples they could do, or even titles on your name. If you do a certain amount of achievements or you achieve certain things, when you're in the Doom match, it could say like a title of, like not the Doom match, the Gathering Hub. It could say something above your name. There's so many different things they could do, and I believe they have the foundations to take ideas from MMORPGs and put them in this. They have such a beautiful foundation to work with. I want them to eventually get to the point where they can get rid of rank resets and really fix some of the core content loop problems. And then this game could have such a bright future, way further than Overwatch could ever do. Now, the reason why I talk about this kind of stuff with Marvel Rivals in general, and why I feel like it's a lot harder to do in other hero shooters, is just because of how expressive Marvel Rivals is in terms of the hero fantasy and like your fantasy of your character. it has all the right foundations to really doing what it's already done, which is breaking through the standard of what a hero shooter is. And they've already reached the casual audience. They already have them. Now their goal is to just not lose them. And the problem is, I think it's going to... I hope they don't run into a lot of the same landmines that Overwatch runs into. I think Marvel Rivals has been doing quite a good job so far, keeping the game relatively balanced. Of course, there are some things I don't like, but I think they're on the right track by having their custom game modes be permanent. I think was a completely W decision, and that shows me they're on the right track. It shows me they're on the right track, and they're thinking about things besides comp to keep people in the game, besides quick play and competitive. They're making previous... Because I have no idea why they removed them. Why would they add these fun game modes and then remove them? Like Clone Royale. I want to do that with my viewers on custom matches every Saturday, but I couldn't do it because they removed it for some reason. But now they're adding it back, which is such a huge W. Shouldn't have took it away to begin with. Shows they're on the right track. Next, they need to think about more things like this that are besides competitive play that can bring people back into the game. Because the hero fantasy is really like none other. No other game can really match this for the kind of game it is, and they really need to lean into that heavily. So that's it for today's video, guys. I do think Marvel Rivals is on the right track, but if they don't solve some of their deeper problems, they're not going to reach the potential that I really know that they could reach, because they have such a beautiful foundation. And there's still some concerns I have with its future, but I do think they're kind of on the right track. And I don't want people to be deceived by the mentioning of placement matches. It's not really going to do that much. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, turn on the bell for notifications so you can see when my next videos are. Check out my Twitch as well. I live stream there. As well as join the Discord. We talk about all kinds of things, not just Marvel Rivals, whatever you want to talk about. That's it, guys. And as always, take care.